Good morning and welcome to the entertainment segment of TVC Breakfast Saturday. Of course, my name is Theophilus Ilama and my co-host is here with me at the Banke Oduni. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. I'm in the party mood.
Yes, you are. How was the TVC staff party?
It was good. It was good. It was great. I enjoyed myself. Being the first TVC party that I am experiencing and attending, I was pleasantly surprised.
Ooh,
yeah, so I'm still in the party mood a little bit, so maybe we'll continue after the show.
There should be an after party.
Yes, TVC Saturday breakfast team should have one too. Let's go and boogie.
It's what they call. It's something they call team bonding.
Yes.
We'll have that soon, I'm
yes,
sure.
you should.
All right. So, of course, this morning we have a musician and Nigeria's topmost female talking drummer, Aralola Olumuyiwa, popularly called Ara. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so you're here with us, and of course, you have always been playing the talking drums.
Yeah.
Why did you've had several interviews where you say the deity of the talking drum chose you? What does that mean?
For me, the talking drum is a very unique and spiritual drum, and according to the Yoruba tradition, the talking drum is worshipped. There is a deity attached to that, and it has to be appeased from time to time, you know. So according to my father, His Imperial Majesty, the Oni of Ife, he told me that the first female talking drummer, Anyagalu, was actually a female who left Ile-Ife for Oyo. She was taken to Oyo by Atiba. Okay. Yes, and I'm a direct descendant of Obabiodun Atiba through my mom. So it is believed that, yeah, she reincarnated through me. Yes, and that is his life. So I said she chose me because when I started playing the talking drum, I used to have a kind of experience that I did not understand until His Imperial Majesty told me this was why you came to Ile-Ife. This was what happened, and this is why you've been having this experience.
What kind of experience was that? I mean, I'm sure our audience would want to know what kind of, like, were you like shaking? Was it good? Was it bad? Well, I want to know.
Yeah, it wasn't shaky. It wasn't anything bad. It was just that when I picked up the talking drum, I used to see an ancient woman, a woman of old, visit me in my dreams and tell me what to do. She used to tell me what to do. So I'll tell my mom, I saw this woman, I don't know who she is. Or my mom will be like, oh, that's your great-great-great-grandma now. Or Obabiodun Alafin Oyo, you know. So until the Oni explained it to me, that was when I got a better understanding of that.
So you have taken this tradition all around the world, playing the talking drum and wowing even foreigners. How has that experience been for you?
For me, it shows that our culture is widely appreciated, especially the Yoruba culture. The beauty of playing the talking drum for me and teaching the talking drum is not just about the music, it's also about the preservation of our language. There is no way you will learn the talking drum that you wouldn't learn the Yoruba language. You have to learn the Yoruba language to understand how to play the talking drum. So taking it all over the world for me and watching people dance shows that my culture has evolved, it's still evolving, and it's widely accepted. And that, you know, gives me a place of pride, and I'm always very, very proud to say proudly Omo Yoruba.
Yes, you are, but you are like one of the top talking drummers, female talking drummers in Nigeria. I would like to understand how your experience has been so far, because I understand that it's a male-dominated industry. I mean, even when you go to maybe normal parties, I'm so sorry, I'm still in the party mood. You see men carrying the talking drums. I've never seen a woman. You're the only one that I have seen. So how has the experience been over the years, since 1998?
Yes, thereabout. I started before that, but professionally in 2000. Okay. It's going to be 24 years next year, professionally, yes. Because I started from primary school. Now, for me, being the first female talking drummer, initially, like any other thing, change, people react differently to change. And I was terrified. I used to be scared, especially about the myths surrounding it, like not being able to be a mother, not being able to be your food not tasting good and all of that. But yes. And then some part of your feminine features will have stunted growth, etc., etc. But then at the end of the day, all of those were broken. And being the first female, I became accepted not by being confrontational, but by being humble, because I met the men who played are usually backup instrumentalists, not in the forefront. So here is a woman doing this for the first time and being the star, the lead. So as a proper Omoluabi, I had to pick courtesy, and I had to recognize those I met on the scene, the men. So there was never a time did I look them in the eye like, okay, yeah, so I did it. What's up? It was like, thank you for allowing me to do this. I appreciate it. And I thank the traditional institution, our royal fathers, and everyone.
So we must also point out that you are the PMAN governor for Lagos.
Yes.
Okay, so let's touch on the welfare of artists, especially with the fact that we've seen musicians who, not just musicians though, but being that that's your forte, we have to talk about that. We see musicians who, over time, suffer from one sickness or the other and call to the public for help. How is PMAN helping in this regard?
Okay, first, let me say that I was newly appointed in Lagos State, and PMAN in Lagos State has been in coma for about 12 years. PMAN has been in existence for years, right? Over 30 years. It has been in existence. The new generation of musicians, actually, most of them don't know PMAN. For my first assignment is to create that awareness on why they need to be a card-carrying member, to have their job license card, a card-carrying member of PMAN, and the incentives. They need to understand that every country has a music union, and PMAN is the only constituted authority in music in Nigeria. We are constitutionally backed in Nigeria. So as a musician, instrumentalist in Nigeria, in Lagos, you have to, welfare is part of the package, is one. Because we all know that as artists, as talents, one of our major problems is being able to manage our finances, our resources, and it doesn't go on forever. You're not in the spotlight forever, so you've got to keep certain, you've got to keep your finances in check. As a union, welfare is our priority. So not just on health, on other areas. If you're a PMAN member in Lagos State, the incentives are high. Apart from the health package, we're going into a partnership with a company who is going to be giving us concierge medical services. Unfortunately, we lost one of our great talents, which is Mobad, and due to whatever from the reports that we got on being attended to by an auxiliary nurse. So this concierge medical services is one thing that I'm partnering with this, letting my members know that, hey, and then one other thing is that before I go into that, is that artists require privacy. We don't like to go to the hospital for a lot of reasons. And so they come to you, and these are certified doctors, whatever part of Lagos you are. The only thing that we should get you to the hospital perhaps is if it's a matter of life and death. Oh, but they are sick, they can come check you, check your vitals. If you need to go to the hospital, then the ambulance takes you. So as talents, there are more than 7 point how many billion people on the surface of the earth. But how many millions are called stars or talents? I don't think they're up to 1 million. Unique people, talented people, special people. So, and we ought to be given that special treatment. And as a performing artist myself, I understand this. And that is why, as the governor of PMAN in Lagos State, I'm going to make sure that everything that has to do with welfare, from health, and other packages, is well taken care of.
Well, what other packages we would like to know?
Thank you. For instance, PMAN headquarters in Lagos in Chevron Estate. One of the problems artists face is getting their music played on air. PMAN radio, we have our radio station now that will be going on air soon. You don't need to pay a dime. As long as you're a card-carrying member of PMAN, that is it. Then you need to travel. The embassy needs document from PMAN. I mean, I've just been governor up to 3 months. I know how many letters I've had to put forward for embassies, for those of our artists who are traveling. And then we're partnering with different organizations, travel agency, hotels, filling stations and all of that. Once you have your card as a PMAN member, you flash it, you get some discounts on, the services or products that is being offered. And then every musician wants to have a mini studio in the house. We're partnering with a few people who are into such. You get a kind of discount or loan. These are things that are in the works. This will not happen overnight. Okay. So, but I have these packages that we're already working on. And then we have, because the job license card permits you to work in Lagos. At some point, I had a meeting with the Honorable Commissioner of Tourism, Arts and Culture in Lagos State, Mrs. Toke Benson Awoyinka. And one of the major reasons for having that meeting is a partnership with Lagos State to secure the fact that as PMAN, as a musician in Lagos, you have to be a card-carrying member of PMAN, and if you do not have your job license card, you may not be allowed.
So, talking about the job license card,
yes,
we had pretty some weeks ago here.
Yes,
you still talked about this, but my question is, if PMAN in Lagos have been moribund for several years,
yes,
how have many of these artists been able to work abroad? How did they get their job licensing card? Okay,
so they don't have that. But PMAN headquarters, by my president, Mr. Priti Okafor, sees to it that they are taking care of, that aspect is taken care of. A lot of the artists, A-list artists, traveling for events, for concerts, get their PMAN approved letter.
So it means that they have to join PMAN first?
They have to join PMAN.
So they are members of PMAN
already? Yes, they are members of PMAN.
But looking at the A-list artists we have,
yes,
how many of them actually are members of PMAN in Lagos?
They are not... Sorry?
That's a very valid question.
A very, very valid question. They are registered with the headquarters. So when you register with the headquarters, each state in Nigeria has a chapter. Yeah. So and that's where you pay your monthly dues. So you pay your monthly dues to your state chapter. Now, like I said, I've just started work. As I speak to you, I have printed about 30 cards of the legends, A+, A-listers, artists in Lagos that I'll be visiting one by one and saying, here is your job license card. They are doing us proud. They've done so well. But I need to give them that place. Like I said on one of the interviews, I'm a leader that will come to you because this has to work. This is all we have. We have to protect the musicians from Nigeria in Lagos. I've put Nigeria on the world map. Afrobeats is the most popular genre. Of course, we know there are other genres, but I know that they will come around. They would support PMAN. I've had a few talks with some of them. I don't want to mention their names. Yes, I've had a few talks with them. And they're saying, we're ready to work with you. And let's see how it goes.
Okay, so in all of this now, what is Lagos State going to do about this? Artist welfare is paramount, quite all right. Yeah. And working with PMAN, how is Lagos State government coming into play?
We have a governor who has the interest of every Lagosian at heart, the youth. It doesn't joke with anything that has to do with youth. And because Lagos is the Afrobeat capital of the world, and Mr. Governor understands this, he has assured us that he will do everything possible to partner with PMAN and to make sure that every artist in Lagos has their place of pride according to our constitutional provision. So let's leave it at that for now. Okay. We are bringing, like Yoruba would say, we are just bringing it from the pockets. You are bringing the birds. You don't ask me if it's blue or black. Don't worry.
But does PMAN concern itself with issues of royalty?
No, it's not our.
So why?
Because that is.
I know it has to do with the copyright society.
Yes.
But some artists might have issues like as regards royalties.
Thank you. Yeah, as regards that, our legal department will take it up. For instance, the issue of Mohbad, the headquarters by my president, Mr. Priti Okafor, made arrangement with the National Assembly in Abuja. And Mohbad's lawyer and his manager were invited to the National Assembly. I think the Committee on Justice and Youth and Justice to seek provisions on how his royalties would be, collected, so that it doesn't go in vain. So these are the things that we could do. We can, like I said, we are constitutionally backed, and we have that.
For that now, what is the update?
updates.
Is there any plan? Are there any plans to pay royalties to Mohbad's next of kin or family members?
Okay, so according to what the lawyer said, there were no written agreements on that. But so we're trying to see perhaps how that can be resorted. But I know that Naira Marley is one of the most talented artists that I have met. And I know that he's a very reasonable human being. So at the end of the day, something will be done.
Okay. So I think we should touch on this issue of sexualizing women.
Okay.
In music videos.
Okay.
Yes, we see that a lot, and it's almost as if you don't have this kind of element, you will not, in quotes, blow.
Or that your video will not be interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about that?
From the standpoint of oh woman, I don't agree.
Yeah, many people don't agree, but
yes.
We say these things every time in music videos.
Every time.
I think this is the work of the NBC. You understand? They need to sanction. If we find that this is no longer palatable, we have kids, teenagers who watch the TV.
And even some of the lyrics also are very...
Thank you.
I mean, I was singing a particular song, an old song, some time ago.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me that, oh wow. So this is what it means. And I've been singing it since I was a child.
Thank you.
I mean, so many